Winston Churchill. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Well, what about that?
Yeah.
What about that?
Congratulations, Mr. Oldman. Angela Bishop from Network 10 Australia. You showed me at the International Actor Awards on Friday night your talisman, your little lucky charm. Did you have it in your pocket today?
Yeah.
It paid off. Could you? It's a little book of Winston.
It's a book of Churchill's speech. The fight them on the beaches. Yeah, and it was given to me as a little talisman by my wife. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
Gary, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right here. Steve Futterman from CBS News, congratulations. Can you talk about, because I'm sure you grew up as a young boy being told about Churchill, knowing about Churchill. He's sort of in the mind of people over there, like many of our presidents are here. What does it mean to play this role, and what responsibility did you feel you had in playing the role?
Well, I think that when you play someone who has lived, they have family, they have ancestors, they have relatives. So there is a certain sort of responsibility. The good thing is, the good news is that the Churchill family have embraced this film and have embraced the portrayal, and so much so that occasionally Randolph Churchill will call me great-grandpapa. So we're safe there. My mother, God bless her, she's 98 and still really kicking and going strong, and she would tell me stories about the Blitz. My father was in the Royal Navy. He fought in the North Atlantic in the convoys, and then he fought in Okinawa, came back in 48, 47. So there is a sort of connection. He would have been under the command of the great man. And when my mother would walk me to school, and I was 4 years old, there would be terraced houses, and then there would be 2 houses that were missing, and then a row of 3 houses, and then a whole block that had been hit by the Luftwaffe, by the bombs. So it doesn't, for me, this doesn't feel, for my kids, this is ancient history. For me, it didn't feel like that. It felt familiar, and to be an actor and be given the chance. I mean, first of all, the role. It's like being offered Falstaff or King Lear. I trained for the theatre and love words, what words can do, the shape of words, the sound of them, the feel of them in your mouth, and we get to do that a lot in the theatre. You don't always get the chance to do it in film. So to play him, to have a chance to have a role like this on film was an extraordinary thing, and I'm proud to have played him. I was very honoured to play him, and to get this for playing him is extraordinary. Yeah.
Gary?
Yeah.
Xinhua News from China. Obviously, this has really put you well beyond the villains of the past that you've had to play, and really changed the kind of roles that will probably be coming your way because you've shown the extraordinary range and the capabilities that you have. So could you just talk a little bit, you probably want to just go on vacation, but could you talk a little bit about what projects might be coming up? And in particular, I had heard you might be playing Sigmund Freud.
Well, I heard it first from you. I don't know about that. I don't know. Sometimes people come up to me and they say, oh, you're going to be doing this. Or an actor will come up and say, oh, I'm in this movie and I hear that you're going to be doing it. So that's the first time. It's interesting, though. I'll think about that one. But that's the first time I've heard it. You're always at the mercy of the industry. The kind of films they're making, or you're at the mercy of the imagination of the people that are hiring you. I don't get to see everything. There are directors that I would like to work with who haven't, no names, but you know, people that you hope would, it's nice to get a telephone call from, and you know, so-and-so wants to meet you, or and I've worked with some extraordinary directors over the time, over the years. But I have nothing come, honestly, truly. We have to do this, you know, we're on this ride, and if it goes all the way to March 4th, I'll be out of work after that. This is my job at the moment, I think.
Hi.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you.
There's been so much talk about your extraordinary physical transformation, what they did. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I know sometimes you couldn't. But being in this man's soul, eccentric guy, all the crazy failings about him we know, but a hero, a leader, did it change you mentally? Did it change your outlook on what we need in our heroes, on what you need to be?
Well, there are certain figures that are indispensable figures, and really looking at Churchill, as I did, obviously more specifically and more closely than just him being a figure in British history as arguably the greatest Briton who ever lived. Looking in, you know, really sort of diving into it. Our world, the order that we've kind of enjoyed over the last 70 years, I think is arguably down to one man. And I think it's interesting, it's harmonic in a way that we have Greece and we have America, and they're spearheading this Time's Up. But as I said out there, I'm proud of the movie because it shows and illustrates the power of words and actions. That words and actions can literally change the world. And the courage that someone like, and he made mistakes, and I'm not saying that Churchill there were flaws too, but the courage that someone had, but he had no army, everybody hated him in his own cabinet, there was really no one on his side, and he didn't have America in the race at the time, you know, behind him. And he took on this racist thug, this dictator. It shows extraordinary courage. And I look at, like I said, these sort of essential people. I look at people like Washington and Lincoln. You know, that's who I believe you could compare him to. But yeah, do you know that he wrote? Do you know that Churchill was foremost a writer? He wrote more words than Shakespeare and Dickens put together. If you look at the two volumes that he wrote about his ancestor, the Duke of Marlborough, in the so-called wilderness years when he was really out of favor, and people refer to them as the wilderness years, he wrote over 1 million words in that period. So it's just it's astounding, and my curiosity and my interest doesn't stop here with the film and here with this. You know, I'll be learning about the man for many years to come. Does that answer your question? Or am I rambling? I'm just it's a grand question. Hello, Douglas.
Congratulations. You're wearing the Time's Up pin. I wanted to ask what it meant to you to participate in the movement tonight, and what you think men in Hollywood can do to ensure that real change continues.
Well, I've always seen it when the curtain came down on Harvey, and I was flabbergasted and shocked, only because, fortunately, he was never in my orbit. And we met him 92. He gave me the creeps, and I said, let's not work with that guy. And never did. I never did a Weinstein film. But when the curtain came down on that, I looked at it as, it's evolution. A wheel is turning. There's another, you know, it's turning a notch in the evolutionary wheel, that we're still coming out of the mists of time. You know? So what we do, what we say, how we do it, how we say it, and who we say it to, and who we do it to, is very important. And if that's exposed, then it's a good thing. I wore obviously black tonight. I was in solidarity with this Time's Up movement. And as I said, you know, the film illustrates what can come from standing up and saying, no more. We're not going to take it anymore. You know, it's that famous line from Network. We're sick as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, everyone. It's a beauty. Thank you.